I question a Whovian, and this is episode 2. And the Whovian I'm questioning is Problem Being. And I just want you guys to know this is a professional series I'm doing because I always believed that you have to watch an episode of Doctor Who to rate an episode of Doctor Who. You have to watch the actor perform as the Doctor in order to rate him as the Doctor. And I just find it troubling when I watch Noel the Tardisan. When Problem Being appears, he says that he makes claims about Shooty Gatwa not being right for the role of the Doctor. His lack of, I guess, experience. He says he's not a good actor, but he has never once watched one episode of Shooty Gatwa as the Doctor because he claimed that in a live stream. So you mean to tell me that Problem Being is rating Shooty Gatwa as the Doctor, but never once saw one episode? And is he watching clips? Is that the new thing that us YouTubers are supposed to do? I mean, didn't Nerdrotic do that with Supergirl, where after all these years we thought he was rating Supergirl, and he said he only seen some episodes in the first season, and he never seen any season after, but yet he rated the episodes? So is this a thing now where they don't have to watch the episode and they just have an opinion based on nothing? Because where do we get the opinion from, Problem Being? Like, how do you arrive to that conclusion that Shooty Gatwa is not a good doctor if you've never once seen an episode of Shooty Gatwa as the doctor? I'm just curious, like, how could we believe you or take your word at face value? That's like saying that you're selling me a car that you've never driven in, you don't know how it works, and you're trying to sell me something that you have no idea. So I just want to know from an intellectual standpoint, how can you rate a doctor if you've never seen an episode with him as the doctor? So my solution, Problem Being, is that you actually watch an episode of Doctor Who with Shooty Gatwa in order for us to actually believe what you're saying. Because I'm not trying to say you're a liar or anything, but I don't understand how you come to the conclusion of rating Shooty Gatwa's Doctor when you've never seen one episode. And I don't know how you could rate Doctor Who if you haven't watched any episodes lately. So how could you spin it to whatever topic you want it to be? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Lee, but you have a responsibility, don't you, when you appear on a podcast or a live stream to know what you're talking about? I mean, obviously you co-hosted, right, with Noel, so you have a responsibility to the audience. Like, when you show yourself as an expert of Doctor Who or anything to do with Doctor Who, like, you have these kids looking up to you, right? That these, oh my God, it's Problem Being, oh, woo, right? You got fans, right? I mean, from your rock band days, I guess, too, right? But I'm sure you got Whovian fans. But don't you think that's not fair to your Whovian fans that you're not watching Doctor Who and you're saying you don't like it? But how could you not like it if you didn't watch it? Not fighting with you. I want to help you to be a better Whovian. And I want to give you a prescription, a diagnosis of what you should do to be a better Whovian. I think that you really shouldn't talk about Doctor Who rating the episodes if you didn't see the episodes. I don't think you should talk about Shooty Gatwa as the Doctor if you've never seen him. I mean, it's kind of hypocritical really. I'm just being from a professional standpoint. You, you're trying to sell something and you have no idea what you're selling. Um, Maybe it's just easy to hate and to just be negative because maybe that pays. Does that pay? Does that pay you, Lee? I mean, maybe you guys could give me tips on how to make money because like me being positive, I'm not getting paid at all, but like not really that much peanuts, but I don't want to be like you guys, like, I don't want to come up as doom and gloom in my opinion, but you guys are making money. You're smart. You're way smarter than me, man, but I just can't be that type of Whovian that I feel, in my opinion, it's deceiving my subscribers and deceiving my fan base. I feel like it's lying, and I'm not saying you're lying, Lee, but you don't watch any Shooty Gatwa episodes, so you can't rate them. And then you guys do live streams based off AI generated fake images of Shooty and basing his reputation off of a fake AI generated photos of Shooty. See what I'm saying? Like, I think that, I would say if you don't like Doctor Who, and you're not being open minded about it, that you should not talk about Doctor Who ever again of the new era because you have nothing to bring to the table, in my opinion. You haven't seen it, so you don't know if it's bad, and you can't rate a doctor if you haven't seen him. I'm sorry, Lee. It's you have to watch an episode to rate an episode. You have to watch the doctor to rate a doctor. So you're doing a disservice to your Whovian fans, and especially doing a disservice to the TARDIS zone because you're supposed to be a panelist and a co-host sometimes, and you're not. I'm finding it lacking, man. I just you know what I just find it unethical, unprofessional. I don't. I gotta rate it as I gotta rate you a zero on there, man. I just I don't think you. I think you don't work as a panelist, and I don't think you don't work as a co-host, and I really don't value your opinion because your opinion is based off of biased, in my opinion, because you're not watching the episode. I mean, if you watch the episode, I could respect your opinion, you know, but I can't watch you, man. I can't because like I think you guys have an agenda, in my opinion. You want the show canceled, but you didn't watch not one episode of Shooting Out. So that's there's been a lot out, So I would say, if you want to be a better Whovian, you know, and you want to, you know, be the icon, that you are in the Whovian community. I mean, kids look up to you. You're a role model, problem being, and you need to start acting like a role model. And you have a duty. You have to do this, problem being. You have to watch these episodes. Owe it to your fans that love you. Please.